What is going on? The Catch fam, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. It is Sunday of week one of the 2023 NFL season, week one of the fantasy football season. I mean, we kicked off Thursday, so whatever. But nonetheless, it is our first Sunday of football all day long, ladies and gentlemen, through tomorrow night. It's here. The wait is over. You guys know what it is, man. We are answering any fantasy football questions that you guys have. Starts, sits, trades, waiver wire, injury updates, weather updates. We're doing it all today. We've got 2 hours until kickoff. We will be live for the next 2 hours. So feel free to hop on in here, guys. Any fantasy football questions, get them going in the chat. Let's go, baby. I'm so excited for today. I'm so excited for you guys. So excited for the season to finally be here. It's been a long off season, but honestly, it went by super fast. So just excited to be here, guys. And let's get right into things. Let me make sure I've got everything set up that I need set up. We should be good in just 1 second. So we will be going through weather updates and injury updates to start this stream very quickly, and then we will kind of go from there. We do have some updates overall. So let me know in the chat, though. I mean, even if you guys don't have fantasy questions, you feel pretty confident, let me know who you're starting, maybe who you feel not 100% confident in, who's on your bench, if the injuries have affected you, whatever it may be. Let's get it going, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to hit the like button on the way in, and let's get right into it. So, Devon Shane expected to be out today. Raheem Mostart and Salvon Ahmed are going to be carrying the load for the Dolphins. In my eyes, this makes Raheem Mostart a must-start player. Chargers run defense very, very poor last season. I don't expect it to be any better this year. I mean, it is possible, but I think, we've been talking about this matchup between the Dolphins and the Chargers quite a bit. And I do think that Raheem Mostart, no Jeff Wilson, no Devon Shane. I mean, maybe Salvon Ahmed steals some touches, but I'm ultimately not super worried about it. So Raheem Mostart looks like a great start to me. Dalvin Cook expected to get plenty of action on Monday Night Football and is supposedly going to be the lead back for the Jets. So I actually kind of like Cook going into this matchup, albeit not really a phenomenal matchup. I still like him today. George Kittle is expected to play today. So this is a good update. Okay. If you own Kittle, this is good because we have so many top tier tight ends kind of taking a hit today. This is a good thing. So Lockett's good to go. Romeo Doubs is expected to play today, but he is supposedly going to be on a snap count. So just keep that in mind as well. But ultimately, I do like Romeo Doubs today against the Bears. So I think he's an okay flex. But, if it wasn't for the snap count report, I'd really be a fan of firing him up today. But nonetheless, Doubs on a snap count is the report. Darren Waller popped up on the injury report, hamstring. We know what's going on there. Is expected to play tonight against the Cowboys. So if you own Waller, yeah, it feels like there's a little bit of risk here, but ultimately, if you have like a Higbee or Cole Kmet, you might want to roll with them. They feel a little bit safer, but Waller's still an upside play who brings, fair amount of risk as well, just due to the injury alone. But it is a positive update if you own Darren Waller. Like I said, if you have, Higbee, if you have Cole Kmet, maybe Gerald Everett, maybe Jawan Johnson, I think those guys are okay, but that's only if you're not like 100% confident in the play and Darren Waller. So I think you just kind of evaluate it and you kind of go from there. Okay. All right. Always trust your gut in these type of situations. If you think Waller has a chance to go out during the game, then maybe you go with one of those guys that you picked up off the waiver wire. All right, let's take a look at the weather very quickly. Lions at Chiefs. That game already happened. Sorry. Just going down the list here. It's expected to be clear for the Lions at Chiefs, if anyone's wondering. Panthers at Falcons, that's a stadium game. Texans at Ravens, we've still got a 55% chance of rain. Thunderstorms are possible, and there is potential for a delay with lightning. So keep an eye on that one. But I still like these Ravens starters against this very poor Houston Texans defense, especially the runners in terms of J.K. Dobbins, I guess. Bengals at Browns, we're good there. Cloudy, sun, good weather. Jags, Colts, Bucks, Vikings, Titans, Saints, all in dome stadiums. Niners at Steelers will be good there. 25% chance of precipitation. Potential for a delay, early thunderstorms, but we're probably going to be good there. Supposed to be a lot sunnier in that area. Okay. Cardinals at Commanders, we still got a 56% chance of rain, and we could see, rain during this game, but I still like the Commander starters. Too good of a matchup here. Packers, Bears, we're good there. Should be cloudy, good weather. Raiders at Broncos, a little bit of rain potential, 35% chance of rain. Showers and thunderstorms are actually expected, but just keep an eye there. Once again, we've got like a poor defense in the Raiders, a poor defense in the Cardinals, a poor defense in the Texans. You still got to start those guys in those games. Dolphins at Chargers, Dome Stadium. Eagles at Patriots, cloudy. Chance of rain here is at 46%. So keep an eye on that one. That matchup already feels a little bit gross, but there's going to be players on the Eagles that you just can't sit. I mean, the Patriots are at a disadvantage against these wide receivers. Their top corners out and everything. So I still like the Eagles players in this game. It's hard to bench those guys. Rams at Hawks. We should be good there. Partly cloudy, 3% chance of rain, so we should be good. Cowboys at Giants. Heavy rain will likely create poor field conditions. So keep an eye on this, but there's still guys like Barkley, Pollard, CeeDee Lamb. Like, we just can't risk not starting these guys. But keep an eye on that because they're going to get hit with the rain all day and then play tonight. Tomorrow's game, Bills Jets, 13% chance of rain, comfortable temperatures. We should be good there. So, all right, weather update for you guys is done. And let's get going, guys. Let's get into our fantasy Q&A. So, guys, please let me know any fantasy questions you guys have. Starts, sits, how have the injuries affected you, waiver wire decisions, whatever it may be, roster reviews, roster confidence, player confidence. Even if you guys have a player who you feel pretty good about, but maybe there's a player on your bench that you're not 100% confident in, let me know. On top of that, I believe Jerry Jeudy is out today. I didn't see that on the initial kind of news update thing that I go through here, but I believe Jerry Jeudy has been ruled out or is expected to be out. Yeah, not expected to play. He's still listed as questionable. But for me, if you own Cortland Sutton, I think he's a really strong start today. All right, so for those of you guys in the catch leagues, I see this at the bottom of the chat. I don't know what's going on. I've changed the settings like multiple times. So, I mean, I don't know. I might have to look into it going into next week. But yeah, I've had a couple of you guys let me know. It should be fixed now. So go and try now. I changed everything to free agency. So it should be fixed to where you guys can add players. Let me just double check league number 2, but you guys should be good now. Yeah, try it now and let me know. But I mean, if it doesn't work, then it just is what it is. We'll fix it for next week. It's a free league. So, all right. JSC, is Isaiah likely a must start? I would not call him a must start. We've got Rashad Bateman, Odell Beckham out there. So that takes away a little bit of that target share, of course. And then Zay Flowers, I think, is going to have a good game. So, in the run game with J.K. Dobbins, like all those guys, I think kind of get fed first. But Isaiah likely is going to be involved. I just wouldn't call him a must start necessarily, if that makes sense. He's a perfectly fine streamer, but I still think there might be better options. He's not Mark Andrews at the end of the day. I mean, I think he's a solid start, but I wouldn't call him a must start. Let's go, baby. Football is finally back. Let's go. Since Kittle is going today, should I start him or Ingram knowing that Kittle will be limited? I mean, yeah, if you're not confident in Kittle, it's not the best matchup. I mean, of course, anytime you have a player like Kittle, like, yeah, he can go for, 2 touchdowns and 90 yards or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're not confident in the play, Ingram's a great start. He gets the Colts. He should have a solid day. So I might go Ingram if you don't feel fully confident. I like Ingram regardless going into the day. So Godfather, good to see you, my guy. Hello. Someone dropped Andrews in my home league. Yeah, I mean, you definitely put in a waiver priority right away, right? Breece Hall or James Cook. I mean, I probably go Cook because there's less competition for snaps here. And I do think that I think Hall, I mean, is like, I still like Hall. right now, but I still think ultimately, I don't know. We're going to see more of Cook, I think, in this game. So and Dalvin Cook, that is, right? I think this is still a tough matchup for both running backs, but I'd probably go James Cook for week 1. Which defense would you go with between the Ravens and Commanders? I mean, you can't really go wrong here. I think both are going to have a really good day. It's poor weather conditions for both teams here. I mean, I might give a slight edge to the Commanders because, I mean, Josh Dobbs, I don't know. You can't really go wrong here, my guy. I mean, flip a coin. You have a phenomenal start either way. Probably the 2 best starts of the week. So really can't go wrong. Trust your gut on that one. Purine or Elijah Moore. I go Elijah Moore for sure. Jane, good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Have a great flight. Be safe. And I didn't know you're going to Denver, but are you going to a game? Probably not, but have fun. Be safe. Love you. Smokey, what's up? Placed a F at parlay touchdowns. JK, CMC, Eckler, Olave, Madison, Chubb, Jacobs, and Ridley. Hey, put $5 down. Probably get a good payout. Why not? Can certainly happen. Thoughts on starting Anthony Richardson in a 1 QB league? Depends on who else you have. I don't want to start him week 1. This Jags defense, don't underestimate them. They were very, very good towards the end of the season last year. They're going to have a good year. It depends on who else you have. Tequila Wolf, what's up? Make sure to drop a like, subscribe for more future Q&As, other fancy content. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, man. Good luck today. Hope you have a great Sunday and stay safe. Tight end premium for Flex, Schultz, Moore, Nuka, Jones, Brees Hall. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably go Schultz if you want to go for like good amount of risk, but maybe some upside. Maybe go Zay Jones, but I don't really like any of these options. But it's your dynasty tight end premium. Probably go Schultz. Mark, what's up, man? Deion Jackson, Sutton, Ayuk, Gibson. Yeah, you got good options here. Tap PPR. I go Sutton and Ayuk though. I don't know. Gibson's really close, especially half PPR. If you're less confident, one of those 2 guys, you can go with them. But I go Ayuk no matter what. Just don't forget Ayuk, a top 15 wide receiver last year. Very good numbers. You got to start Ayuk. Sutton's a good play with Judy expected to be out. But if you want to go Gibson, that's fine. He's a phenomenal play this week. Albert, what's going on? Good to see you. Jaquan, what's going on, my guy? Should I go Mike Williams or Jahan Dotson? Can't really go wrong here. I view these guys both as must-start players this week, so you really can't go wrong. Phenomenal starts. Just don't be surprised if one of these guys outscores the other. But I like the game script more for the Chargers Dolphins. I think it's going to be more competitive. So maybe I go Mike Williams here, but Dotson's a great play. Can't go wrong here. Don't overthink it. Trust your gut. Would you go likely over Musgrave? I would. Personally, I would rather start, a player who's a little bit more used to the system, a little bit more proven over a rookie like Musgrave. But Musgrave, I mean, right now with Dobbs on a snap count, Watson out, could be a really good start. So once again, trust your gut. I'd probably go likely, but yeah, I just get a little worried about starting rookies in week 1. But Tommy, hit at the casino right now to make a few players over-unders. Can't do them in parlays, though. Any single over-under suggestions? It just depends on what they're offering. I mean, every sports book is different, so it just depends on what they're offering. But I would look at, like, the Commanders players. I would look at the Chargers and Dolphins players. It just depends overall. So, and, in terms of games I would take a bet on, even though the odds aren't great, I'd probably go Ravens, Commanders. I like the Jaguars a lot today. I like the Seahawks. So bet on your team. I also like that game script for the Hawks and Rams. So that might be a good game to look at. But yeah, it just depends. Every sports book is different. Bucks Vikings feels like a good game script too. Good to see you, Tommy. Have fun today, man. Be safe. Benny, Andrews is hurt. Should I start in Conco or Schultz? I go Schultz personally. What's up, DeAndre Swift season? Can't sit Swift. That's right, baby. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Kittle or Kincaid in half PPR. I'm nervous. Don't be nervous. Everything's going to be okay. If you're worried about Kittle, I mean, it depends on who's available. But I guess I fire up Kincaid. But yeah, personally, I don't love that matchup. So, I mean, if like Komet, Higbee, Jawan Johnson, Everett are available, I like those guys. Yeah, Benny, I still go with Schultz here. Oh, sorry. I think I'm getting repeats. But Gregory, I go Elijah Moore. Took over on Pollard rush yards and MT receiving yards. I mean, I'm not a big MT guy, but I mean, you got to start or, take advantage of him while he's healthy, I guess. And it is a pretty good matchup. I mean, it feels like a low scoring affair between the Titans and Saints potentially. But I mean, that Tennessee secondary was bad last year, so I don't hate it. And I like Pollard this year, so I'm good at that. Ferguson, Chig are likely. Probably likely. Chig's okay. I go likely Chig than Ferguson. Ramondre or MT at flex. I love MT versus Titans. Terrible pass defense. I mean, if you like that play more, then that's okay. But I personally would start Ramondre even in a tough matchup. I just think he gets better volume overall. So I go Ramondre personally. But if you like MT, I'm not going to discourage you. Pick 2, Swift, Javonte, Flowers. Personally, I'm going to go Swift and Flowers. Very good matchup for Javonte. All it's going to take is for him to fall into the end zone. If you like the matchup, you like the play, that's fine. But I like Swift this week, which could end up biting us. Trust your gut on that one. If you like Javonte over him, that's fine. But I really like Flowers. I've liked him all week, but I especially like him, believe it or not, with Bateman and Odell healthy because, all the defensive pressure is going to be on those guys. I think we could see a very good game out of Flowers. So, I mean, I know I've been talking about, I don't really like starting rookies week 1. The 2 guys I like, of course, are Bijan, obviously, and then I like Flowers this week. So, let's see here. Jacob, what's up, man? Najee, Sanders, or Herbert? Najee probably has the best volume. I mean, there was a report that came out today. We could see Najee and Warren split carries. Harris expected to remain the week 1 starter. I mean, I still have faith in Najee. That's been been beating the drum all offseason for that. So, I think he gets a good volume, but I do think there's better matchups here between Sanders and Herbert. I actually really like Sanders this week because, Adam Thielen's banged up. Chark is out. You got Mingo, Terrace Marshall, Hayden Hurst. It's not necessarily a star-studded receiving room or anything. So I do think that the Panthers need to kind of match that game flow of the Falcons, who are going to run the football a lot. So I like Miles Sanders this week. He's probably who I go with, but Herbert and Harris are still fine. Charbs or Deion Jackson. I probably actually might go Deion Jackson here, but I mean, I don't know. I like Charbs overall, and I do like that game script. We don't really know what the split's gonna look like, or what his volume's gonna be like. Kind of like with Gibbs and on Thursday Night Football, it's probably not gonna be the best in week 1. Smokey, thanks for the support, and welcome to another. I don't know, however long you want to be a channel member, welcome back, and thank you for supporting the channel, man. Jimbo, DJ Moore, London, Dotson, or Johnson, pick 2. Ooh, PPR. Yeah, all good options. I mean, trust your gut. They're all good options, but probably DJ Moore and London is based on volume, but I really like Dotson. You can't go wrong if you want to start him. The only thing that might affect him is the game script. If Washington gets up too much, then it is what it is. But DJ Moore and London, I think, are who you go with. I do like Deontay as well, but I like London and DJ Moore more. No pun intended there. Godfather agrees. Let's go. Gino or T-Law? I go T-Law, baby. Fire him up. He's going to have a good week. Poor Colts defense. They're going to come out and make a statement is my prediction. I like Gino just fine. He's got a good matchup too, but I go T-Law. Good morning, Andrew. Good to see you. Hello. By the way, everything should be fixed in the Catch Fam League, so you should be able to add players now. Elijah, Kincaid or Everett? I go Everett personally. Go with the proven player. Good matchup, good game script. Poor matchup for Kincaid. We don't know what his volume is going to look like, so I go Everett personally. Adventures from the Queue, what's up? PPR flex, Lockett, Dotson, Ayuk, Deontay, Judy, Akers, leaning Lockett, but feeling Commanders might be throwing more. This is tough. You have really good options. Judy's probably going to be out. He's not an option. As long as it's full PPR, I don't go Akers over any of these guys. So for me, it's between the first 4, and they're all good options. But Lockett provides you with that upside. He's got a great matchup. Dotson provides you with upside. He's got a great matchup. I really like Ayuk, though. I think he's the safest play. But if you want to go upside, you kind of flip a coin between who you like between Lockett and Dotson. If it's Dotson, it's okay. They're all great options. So don't overthink it. Trust your gut. Anyway, I could find out if games should be high scoring. What factors should I look for? I mean, no one ever knows. I just think the Chargers and the Dolphins is going to be high scoring when you look at these two offenses, but at the end of the day, it could be a 17-14 game. The NFL is weird. So it just depends. You want to look for 2 good, competitive, high powered offenses. And that's really the only game that, and the other game, I mean, sometimes just poor defenses too. Like the Vikings secondary is awful. They give up a lot of points. And I think that's the other game that I'm looking at in terms of high scoring. But it's anyone's prediction, right? Is Raheem Mostert good? RB2 behind Bijan? Yes, Big D. It just depends on who else you have, but I like Mostert a lot now with Devon Achane out. What's going on, Abraham? What's up? Had a question. Choose 2 running backs, Najee Sanders, JK, Mostert. Was thinking of JK because of the matchup. Sanders because of the upside. Yes, I agree. I like Najee. I think the volume will be there, but it's a tough matchup against the Niners. And you can't really go wrong with Mostert. Once again, poor Chargers defense, good game script. But I really like Sanders this week, and I think JK is a must start. So I think you're in the right mindset there. Go with the guys you like the best. LeBron's woke up feeling dangerous. About to beat down Mr. Sarcastic. Let's go. Should be a good matchup. Catch fam tourney. Ghost, what's going on, my dude? Do I go Javonte, Hollywood Brown, or Dobbs? Ooh, this is tough because like Javonte coming off the injury, we're getting reports about other running backs being involved that we've never even heard of. Hollywood coming off of an injury as well, hamstring, whatever, from this past week. Romeo Dobbs, hamstring injury from this past week on a snap count. So, man, it's tough here. I like Dobbs the best to have the potential to score. I might go Dobbs, but like honestly, it's tough. Javonte might be. I'd probably go Dobbs, Javonte, Hollywood. Hard this early in the season with newer teams, but defenses usually take longer to adapt. I do agree. And like week 1's always unpredictable. I always go, all off season long leading up to week 1. I've been going back to that Broncos Seahawks week 1 turn or matchup last year. Like everyone thought for sure, Broncos going to light them up. Seahawks going to be awful. And look what happened. So the NFL changes very rapidly year to year. So just always be leery of it. But, week 1 prediction is going to be a little bit tougher than you might think. Brandon Cooks or Khalil Herbert? I go Herbert, but Cooks is okay. Lex, happy Sunday to you. Happy week 1. Let's go. Bateman or White and Bateman or Judy. You're going to have to go Bateman over Judy. Judy's probably not going to play. Or Charbs. I might go Bateman there, but I go Rashad White. First one, I go Rashad White. Second one, I go Bateman. He could go Charbs, but yeah, we'll see. Cade, what's up? Good morning to you. Debo, Kenneth, or DJ Moore. Yeah, that's a toughie. I really like DJ Moore. I'm a big DJ Moore guy, so I don't have a problem with going DJ Moore, but I think Kenneth Walker is going to have a really good week. So, and I don't hate Debo. I want to put that out there. I don't particularly hate Debo just because he wasn't great last year. So, this is tough. I might go Kenneth Walker. Like, I honestly feel like Walker is the best start here. So, tough, though. I don't mind DJ Moore. Full PPR, you might want to go DJ Moore. It's tough. Who are you leaning towards? LBR, I traded Najee Smith and DK for Waddle, Godwin, and Pierce. Najee Smith and DK for Waddle, Godwin, and Pierce. That's fine. You kind of just swapped like players. Like Smith versus Waddle, pretty close. DK versus Godwin. Most people might say DK, but Godwin's going to be fine this year. Pierce versus Najee. Some people probably go Pierce there. Most people might. So I don't hate it if you feel good about it. Jamal Williams or Raheem Mostert. This is very close. I think Williams could actually have a pretty good day, but I'll go Mostert here, regardless of format. Mostert or Pierce at flex. Once again, I go Mostert, but I don't mind Pierce. Tougher matchup for Pierce. Rashad White or D-Hop PPR for flex. I like Rashad White more, but I don't necessarily mind DeAndre Hopkins. So whoever you feel better about. Choose 2 wide receivers, Devonta Smith, Godwin, or Waddle. Ooh, you can't go wrong here. You got to start Waddle. There's no way you can set Waddle, especially in this matchup. So you roll with Waddle, excuse me. Regardless, he's got to be in your starting lineup. The second one, you can kind of go, if you don't feel great about the matchup for Devonta Smith, I understand it. if you want to go Godwin, he has a better matchup on paper. So I don't really think you can go wrong here. It's tough though. It's tough. These are all great options, so I would not feel bad whatsoever. Whoever you want to go with. It's like you really you can't go wrong whatsoever. Who do you feel the best about? Because I honestly probably consider all these guys like close to must starts this week. So I think Godwin has a phenomenal matchup against the Vikings. I actually like Smith in this matchup as well against the Patriots. So whoever you feel best about. But I think you have to start Waddle just due to the game script. No worries, LeBrons, whenever you're ready. Jimbo, should I add a tight end like Likely or Musgrave, or do I trust in Kittle? I mean, let me see if there's if we have anything updated on Kittle. It's expected to play. I probably just go Kittle. I probably go Kittle personally. No worries, Andrea. Think Bijan is good week 1? Yes, absolutely. I think Bijan's gonna have a good game. Don't worry about Bijan if you own him. How do you feel about Brandon Cooks this week? I think Cooks is fine, just fine. You know, I don't think there's anything necessarily crazy in this, matchup for him in terms of potential ceiling, but I think he is just fine. So I would not worry about it. Man, I just realized I have Cooper Kupp in a starting lineup in Dynasty. Probably should change that. This is one thing I try to do during this stream every week is I try to go through and make sure my lineups are fine. So that's always fun. But yeah, I probably don't want to start Cooper Kupp today. All right, guys, anything you guys need? Roster reviews. How have the injuries affected you? Starts, sits, trades. Let's keep it going, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Be sure to hit the like button if you guys haven't done so already. And let's keep it going. If you guys need weather updates, if you need me to check if there's any further injury updates, let me know. And we'll just keep rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and I have Christian Watson in another starting lineup. This is why checking your lineup is smart. LeBron says Cooks is about to start, or is about to put up 50. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. You never know. It's possible, I guess. Ooh, I just realized for the Dynasty Leagues, all of our waiver wires have, or not waiver wires, but taxi squads have officially locked. Get out of here, Doug. How many leagues are you in? I'm in 14 this year. 14, so it should be fun. Should be fun. All right. Nick, let's go, baby. Week 1, let's get it. We made it. Yeah, guys, it's going to be a great week 1. Let me know kind of what matchups you guys are looking forward to the most. I really think Chargers Dolphins going to be the best game of the day. That's my prediction. No worries, Jimbo. Caleb, how do you feel about Young Wei Koo? I think he's going to have a good game. I mean, he's always a solid start. We know what to expect out of him. So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about him personally. I think he's a solid start for sure. What's going on, John? Should I start OBJ, Mingo, or Dylan? Ooh, I mean, if you want a little bit of upside, you could fall or fire up Odell. But yeah, this is tough. This is tough. I don't really want to start Mingo, but I don't particularly think AJ Dillon's a bad start. So kind of whatever you want to go with here. But I personally probably play it safe and go AJ Dillon. How do you root for players if you're probably playing against players in other leagues? I just whatever. You can't really think about it at this point. You kind of just start the best available players on each roster and you move forward. That's really all you can do. So, yeah, I don't really worry oh, am I going up against this player in a different league or whatever? I just kind of roll with the best potential players that I can start. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of just what you have to do. Have Lamar, CMC, Henry, Kittle, Allen, Kittle, 2 Kittles, Aaron Jones, but I'm optimistic of starting Allen over Ridley and Moore. Ooh. I really like Ridley this week. I like Keenan Allen this week. Like, I'm not going to necessarily dispute that, but that's tough. That's tough. I think Ridley is a must start this week. I mean, there's not much of anything going on when we look at that Colts defense. So I don't know. That's close for me, man. I do like Keenan Allen quite a bit this week. Like, don't get me wrong. I think he's going to have a very good game, but I don't know if I'm quite there. Godfather says Eileen OBJ. Godfather Steelers versus Niners and Browns versus Bengals. Yeah, I like both those games as well. Like, they might not be like necessarily the highest scoring games, but I do think ultimately they are good overall matchups to give us a good game. You know what I mean? We went through weather updates at the very beginning of the stream. So if you want to rewind, it should all be there like within the first 10 minutes. And nothing has changed necessarily. But if you need me to look at a specific game, just let me know. And actually, I mean, you know what? I'll just pull up. Let me see here. So the games that we need to keep an eye on, Texans at Ravens. We're going to get rain in that game, even a potential delay. Cardinals at Commanders, same thing. Rain, potential delay. Eagles, Patriots, that's another one to keep a close eye on. And then Cowboys at Giants. Like, those are really the big games that we need to make sure we're kind of taking a look at. Raiders, Broncos, probably in the mix, but not expected to be as bad. But those are your big games in terms of, potential weather issues, Andrea. Abraham, wide receivers are Justin Jefferson, Devonta Smith, Waddle, Judy, and Godwin. Was thinking of starting Godwin for my flex over Smith because if they get down, they'll be throwing the ball heavily. Yeah, I mean, I really like Godwin this week. I think he's just as good of a play as anyone. He gets a great matchup, against the Vikings defense, very, very poor. So I don't have a problem going with him whatsoever. But you have great options here. Like, you got to start Waddle. So, I mean, obviously you're starting JJ and Waddle. I mean, Judy's probably going to be out. I still really like Devonta Smith. I mean, the Patriots are down their top corner, but I do agree the game script's going to be better for the Bucs. So if you want to go Godwin, I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. Mike Evans or Brandon Ayuk. This is close. I probably go Brandon Ayuk personally. I think he gets you a safer floor overall. So I might go Ayuk personally, but I don't think you can really go wrong. I think Mike Evans, just due to the matchup, is still a really good start, but I think you get potentially better quarterback play out of Brock Purdy in comparison to Baker Mayfield. So it's close here, but I think Ayuk's a safe play. Evans presents a little bit more upside, but potentially a little bit more risk as well. Niners defense or Eagles? I go the Eagles here. They should get some good opportunities against the Patriots today. I go the Eagles. But Niners are fine. Oz, what's going on, man? Like and sub for the dub, baby. Let's go. My Seahawks don't drop about 30 on the Rams and win it by at least a touchdown. I'm going to snap my phone. They're going to have a good day. I like them to win by a touchdown. Sure. Good to see you, Bully. Fletcher, should I start Jamal Williams over Debo? No, I would still start Debo. Personally. Very overcast in Denver today, says Godfather. Yeah. We're going to get some rain in that game. Do you like the Ravens defense this week? 100%. Yeah, they're a great start. I think them and the Commanders are probably the best potential starts for the week. So nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Just realized I have one more league that is through Yahoo that I can only check on my phone. So let's see here. This is my 16-man league. Been in this league for a long time. It changes every year what the format is. But Prescott, JJ, Deontay Johnson, Aaron Jones, Najee, Firemouth. I have 3 Steelers players. So that could be bad. Then I got Monty already in the flex. Hodgins, Tank Dell, Jefferson, Shaheed. So I think I'm good here. Justin Tucker, Phillies defense. I think we're good to go. I was thinking about picking up Seattle's defense, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm just going to roll with the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Let's see. Yeah, those divisional matchups are always a little tough. Ethan, in a deep dynasty league, start 12. Do you prefer Javonte or Flowers? I prefer Zay Flowers easily. I mean, I don't know. I think Javonte could have a sneaky good game, but yeah, personally, I'm probably going with Flowers for sure. You know, I think a lot of that defensive pressure is going to be on just about everyone else. So, yeah, I'm probably going Flowers here. Michael, happy Sunday to you. With Kelsey out start 1, likely Everett or Dulcich. Gerald Everett is my choice. Yeah. Good game script here. Good matchup. I'm going Everett. And I just expect points in this game. So he's just been one of my favorite starts for the week. I'm going to go Everett for sure. One of the best streams, I guess I should say, at the position. Ethan, no problem at all. All right, guys, keep them coming. We are half an hour in. Well, actually, I started a little bit early, so about half an hour in. So I am live for another hour and a half, whatever you guys need. Probably start to pick up a little bit right around 12. But we'll just kind of keep going here. So what I'll do here, since we're at the bottom of the chat, is I'll probably pull up my team, show you guys what I'm working with for the day. And I'm going to send a quick text to Steven. All right. So what I'm going to do, since we're at the bottom of the chat, like I said, I'm going to pull up my teams for you guys, show you what I got today. So I almost forgot to ask, do I start Kittle or Higbee? I mean, if you're worried about Kittle, then that's fine. You can go Higbee. But it just kind of depends on who you like the best. If you want to take the risk and go for the upside, you can go Kittle. But I think Higbee is as safe as a start as you can possibly have. So if you want to roll with that, I'm fine with it. Depends. Do you think it's too risky or not? All right, so here's what I've got. First Dynasty League for the day. Burrow, Henry, White, Flowers, Amon-Ra already played. Ayuk, Freiermuth, A.J. Dillon, Christian Kirk. Prescott is super flex. Purdy on the bench. I did have Cooper Kupp in this team, so RIP. I feel like that lineup's about as good as it's going to get. Gosh, I keep looking at the wrong screen. Mike, what's up, dude? I'm not going Jamal Williams over Kirk or Dotson. I think Kirk for a floor, Dotson for upside. I think Kirk, believe it or not, probably is a better matchup, better game script. Maybe not better matchup, but better game script. Who do you like, Mike? I mean, you can't really. Dotson and Kirk are both phenomenal starts. All right, next Dynasty League, I got Burrow, Eckler, Pacheco already played, Olave, DPJ, JSN, Komet, Ayuk. Oh, good thing I double-checked. Devon A. Shane's not going to play. Oh, this is tough because I got Watson out. This is a league that I went for a lot of young guys. I mean, gosh, this is yucky. This is yucky. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to throw Hardman in for now, but I might change that because I got Rodgers. Oh, gosh, that's my worst lineup of the week. Definitely my worst lineup of the week. Do I start Goddard over Waller to be safe in case Waller doesn't play? Yeah, I like Goddard as much as I like Waller this week. So if you feel like it eliminates that risk, then 100%. All right, one quarterback dynasty. I got Herbert, Swift, White, Amon-Ra, London, Lockett, T-Hawk, Gibson, Herbert. We should be good here. Yeah, I mean, Hodgins kind of sneaky. Dobbs, if he wasn't on a snap count, I might put him in. Rashee Rice already played, so we're good there. Second 1 QB dynasty. T-Law, White, Monty, Wilson, Smith, Debo, Kittle, Kirk, Dotson. I love that lineup. Don't think there's anyone. I mean, A.J. Dillon, Hodgins, Freiermuth are on the bench, but I think we're good here. Auction League. Fields, Barkley, Stevenson, Devonta Smith, Kirk, Freiermuth, Godwin, Mike Williams. Monty already played. Swift, Herbert, Dotson, Dobbs. This one's tough because I do have Dotson, but Dotson, Mike Williams, Godwin, Smith, Kirk. So many good options here. That might be the only league I end up benching Dotson. Let me see here. Stevens, my home league. Lamar, Herbert, White. Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, Jawan Johnson, Cooper, Swift, Myers, Washington's defense. Christian Watson's out for me. Zay Flowers, maybe the only other guy I consider here. Maybe over Swift, but we'll see. How high do you think Josh Jacobs finishes the season? People have been ranking him lower than I expected. I think it has more to do with that offense as a whole. So I think he's still in top 10, top 12 contention for sure. Andrea, I go Van Jefferson over P. Ryan personally. All right, this is a tough league. I've got Prescott, then I've got Hall and Gibbs, A.J. Brown, Waddle, Ayuk, Freiermuth, Dotson, but my only other running backs are Pacheco, Gainwell, Zeke. I could go Komet over Freiermuth here, which I don't mind, but there's really no other play. I might just roll with Hall and see what happens. T-Law, Walker, Swift, Wilson, Waddle, Kirk, Freiermuth, Madison. There's no one on the bench here that I like more because Watson's out. So that's why I got Madison in. You know, maybe I go Hodgins, but I think I just roll with Madison there. Someone dropped Judy in my league. A wildfire's about to start. Yeah, we'll see. Gino, Ramondre, Swift, AJ Brown, Amon Ra already played. Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, Kirk, Folk, Washington defense. Love this lineup. Yeah, leaving that as is. T-Law, Walker, White, Lamb, Wilson, Njoku, DJ Moore, Dalvin Cook, Dicker the kicker. New England's defense. Yeah, I think that lineup's staying as is. Maybe Zay Flowers or like overcook, but I'm going to leave it as is. Danny Dimes, Walker, Swift, Diggs, Amon-Ra, Komet, DJ Moore, Dotson. Same kicker, same defense as the last team. Yeah, I mean, I got Sutton here, but I'm not going to put, I don't know, Dotson, DJ Moore, Amon-Ra, Diggs. Yeah, I think we're good there. Last team, Jalen Hurts, Pollard, Gibson, Tyreek Hill, London, Higbee, DJ Moore, Dotson. Yeah, that's a good lineup. But I did start the Lions kicker, so that's weak. Monty on the bench, yeah. All right, there we go. There are my lineups for the week, in case anyone's wondering. Diggs will be fine this year if he stays healthy. Should be a top 10 running back, top 5 league leader rushing. Yeah, I mean, I still think top 10's easy. Komet or likely. I go Komet personally. Yep, I go Komet for sure. Not even close for me. Give me Komet all day long. All right, I'm going to pull up Underdog props for the day as well, see if anything's changed. Go through those with you guys while we're going through everything here. Anything you guys need, please let me know. Let's see here. Go over any props that I see that I think look good. Yeah, I definitely go Komet between those two. I agree. Head and X, good to see you. It's that time of year again. Wonder if y'all remember 100%. I actually remember the exact moment you subscribed to the channel. Like I remember I was streaming out of a hotel. That was like when we were really small. We had a really good stream that day by my standards. And yeah, of course I remember you. A lot of the A1 day ones. I mean, I remember everybody for the most part. You know, we're not like at the level where I'm forgetting people necessarily. So of course, man, good to see you. Let's go. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what your roster's looking like, bro. No, I don't. Well, I do like Mayo, but come on, man. We're doing fantasy here. Get out of here. Godfather, gotta go get the baby some breakfast. Take care. Good luck, everyone. Right back at you, man. Have a great Sunday. Be safe. Hope the family is doing well, man. And have a great Sunday. Jay, Jamal Williams versus Dobbins, Jamal Williams versus Herbert. You know, I think Williams is a pretty safe play. So if you want to go with Jamal, like I think it's okay, but I would not go Jamal over J.K. Dobbins. I mean, we have to look at this matchup, you know, against a very poor Houston Texans run defense. Yeah, you got to go out And you got to start Dobbins here. No doubt about it. Now, Williams versus Herbert, I think you could kind of dispute. If you want to go for the floor, you could go Williams here, but ultimately, I think Herbert brings a little bit more pass catching upside, and I think that's one thing you could try and exploit for sure. So, yeah, for me, I probably go Herbert, but I think Williams is okay. Texans should not be. No, Texans are playing at 1:00. 1:00. 1:00 Eastern time. Hidden X. Question is start Jamal Williams or Ayuk. I go Ayuk here. I would not underestimate Ayuk going into week 1, guys. I think he's going to have a very good week. I mean, just overall, just a safe floor for Brandon Ayuk. So yeah, I think he's a great start. Would not be worried about him being in your starting lineup, especially in full PPR. I think he's perfectly fine. So yeah, Ayuk, fire him up. He's a great flex. He's a good wide receiver too. Nothing to worry about there. Get him in your starting lineups. Jamal Williams still like an okay start, but I like Ayuk a lot more. No worries, Jay. Let me know if you need anything else. Yeah, definitely don't set Dobbins. And I personally would probably start Herbert over Williams, but like I said, it could be a safe option. That's weird. I don't know why it's showing. I mean, probably just a week 1 glitch. These things are going to happen. Everyone's probably server overload trying to get ready, right? All right, guys, keep the questions coming. Appreciate you guys, man. Van, how bad was the decision I made putting Gibbs in at flex instead of Eckler? Oh, goodness. Awful. I mean, I would have never done that. You're starting a rookie over the RB1 from last year. Was betting on the Gibbs upside, but Eckler probably going to have a great game. Yeah, Eckler has upside every week, and he's playing. He's in a great matchup, high-scoring affair. Dolphins-Chargers should be a very good game. I mean, I can get where you're coming from. Like, you could probably look at the Chiefs-Lions as a high-scoring affair, and Gibbs brings that upside. But, I mean, all the reports were indicating that Gibbs was going to be on some sort of, eased into the offense. And I was telling you guys all week, Monty's going to be taking that traditional 3-down back roll in this game. And yeah, you don't ever bench a player like Eckler, hands down. But you'll survive. Week's not over yet, right? NFL sent me a message to say Ravens versus Texans was starting. What? Why would it be? Are they starting early due to weather? I don't think so. Let me double check. If it is, that's no, they're not starting. That is kind of crazy. No, I just checked and like Odell's warming up. That's weird. Which cook and flex, James or Dalvin? I like Dalvin more. I think it's a better matchup. Both teams are good against the run, but I go Dalvin. And maybe you could argue like, yeah, the Jets are stopping the run, which they're going to be a good run defense this year. Maybe that helps James Cook. Because he's going to get those dump offs and be involved in the passing game. So if you want to go James Cook, that's okay. But I actually think Dalvin Cook is a safer play. James Cook, a little bit more risk, a little bit more upside, though. So Dalvin Cook for floor, James Cook for risk upside. Ricky, what's up? Tyler Lockett or Sutton? Lockett. I mean, I still really like Sutton, but I think you go Lockett. Close. Chat, what do you think for Ricky? Lockett or Sutton? Sutton gets the Raiders. Judy's expected to be out. Lockett gets the Rams. Still a great matchup. And probably, I don't know. This is close. I like both a lot this week, but I might go Lockett. So, Jay, sucks to live in Iowa. Still not allowed to play Underdog. Yeah, give it time. Oh, Van, not Eckler. He's my RB1. I meant Allen. I mean, I would personally, I was like, whoa, how'd you said Eckler? I would personally still start Keenan Allen. That's what I would have done. But it might not kill you here. That's a better decision than Eckler. So, week's not over. Don't beat yourself up. We're only one game in. A lot can happen. Good morning, everyone. What's up, James? Should I take Cup while trading away Javante and Kirk? No, I would not. I would not. I like Kirk too much to say yes. Still really high on Kirk, so I would not do the trade. Too much uncertainty with Cup at the moment. Unless you're just absolutely stacked and you feel like you can take the risk, but I probably wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that situation. I do have Zelle. I'll get everything. Just send me a message on Discord. We'll get it figured out. Be good. Yeah, a lot of the apps might have issues today. It's week 1. What's going on, Phenom? Sorry, I saw your comment earlier. Haven't been able to respond because I've been streaming, but I'm glad you hopped on here, my dude. Kirk, McLaurin, Lockett. Who do I sit? This is tough, man. You have 3 really good wide receivers, all in really good matchups. So this is tough. I could easily see any of these guys outscoring each other. I might set McLaurin just because he's coming off the injury, but man, does he have a good matchup today. Man, does he have a good matchup. I probably am starting Christian Kirk, but guys, you have to understand, I'm a little bit biased when it comes to Christian Kirk because he's like my favorite player at the moment. So it's tough. Really tough here. But ultimately, I probably go Kirk and Lockett, but you can't go wrong, man. This is one of those situations where you just trust your gut. It is what it is, and you move along. You know what I mean? Any of these guys can outscore each other. So, McLaurin maybe has that little tiny question mark of he's coming off the toe turf injury, so could get re-aggravated. So I might go Kirk and Lockett. Hold on, guys, real quick. I got to send a quick text. Real quick. All right. Let's see. All right, let's get caught up here. Is Ramondre Stevenson cleared? I mean, he's going to play. He was never really someone I was worried about, but let's see if there's he's expected to suit up. He's still technically is listed as questionable, but he should be good to go, Sport Dog. Good to see you, man. How's the team? 12-man full PPR. Danny Dimes, Jacobs, Sanders, Diggs, Smith, Higbee, Mari Cooper, Brandon Ayuk. Looks great. Yeah, Commanders are going to have a big day. You're in a good spot here. Don't stress. Don't stress. I mean, it depends on who else you have, but you look pretty solid overall, man. Yeah, looks like a very good lineup, especially for a 12-teamer. Jones might not have the best day or the highest upside, but you're fine. Yeah, McLaurin, I think, is the odd man out there, but dude, you have 3 really good guys. So this is a if and a big if. If MT stays healthy, how high do you think he could finish? Top 25 is possible for sure. I think Olave is still the number 1 guy there. So it just depends. I think Shaheed will get involved. I'm not out on MT. The only reason I am out to a degree is because of the injury risk. So if he does stay healthy, I think top 25, top 30 is possible for sure. Maybe even higher. Who knows? We all know what he's capable of when it comes down to it. So it is what it is, man. But yeah. I personally still don't love him because I think Olave is going to get a ton of volume. Injury risk is there, all that stuff. All right, guys, keep them coming. Any start sits, anything you guys need, injury updates, weather updates, potential trades you might be thinking of getting ahead of the curb, waiver wire pickups you might be thinking of getting ahead of the curb, let me know. All right, so let's look through here. I still really like Joe Mixon to score a touchdown today. I think that's a great line. Browns' run defense was very poor last year. I don't mind this line for Higgins, but I don't love it. Chase to catch a touchdown is like never bad, but touchdown props are always a little risky. I hear that Dobbs is on a play count, so I'm feeling good using Musgrave over Kincaid. Yeah, if I have to pick between the two rookies, I probably go Musgrave. Better matchup as well. I think is the more important thing. But you are right. Like right now, when we look at this team, like Jaden Reed and Musgrave are the top, receiving threats. But that's about it. That's about it. So I go Musgrave over Kincaid for sure. Thoughts on Odell this season? I mean, we know what he's going to be: boomer bust, injury prone, veteran wide receiver who could be a solid flex play. So I don't have a problem having him in the flex while he's healthy and good matchups. But like that's about it for me. I'm not like super high in any other regard. So we're just gonna have to see. I mean, it's kind of like Michael Thomas. We just talked about. It just depends on what can he do in terms of is he going to stay healthy or not. So that's about it. I kind of like Cleveland's kicker to make 2 or more extra points. I feel like that game's going to get a little bit high scoring. So how high are you on Amari Cooper? I really like Amari Cooper this year. Really like him. I mean, he was top 10 last year, and I think that the Browns passing offense is going to be better this year. I mean, their defense really struggled last year at times, especially early on. So, like, their defense does improve. Maybe they're not playing from behind as much. Him and Jacoby Brissett had decent chemistry, but I still like Cooper. I think Watson's going to be improved this year compared to last year, of course, what we saw. But, yeah, I probably go, I still think Cooper's going to have a great season. So, I still put him in that top 20 contention easily. Boyd's got Sunday ticket. Let's go, man. All right, so I love Rachaad White's line at 3 receptions. This line got a little high for me. I don't hate it. I don't hate 19.5 receiving yards. Don't hate 47.5 rushing yards, but 3 receptions is feels good to me. I still like Chris Godwin over 5 receptions a lot. I don't mind Mike Evans over 4 receptions, but that's about it. For some reason, I like Madison to score a touchdown. I don't really know why. It's not even really a good matchup for him, but that's there as well. I mean, like JJ at 7 receptions could be worse. I kind of think KJ Osborne at 2.5 receptions is sneaky. I mean, not that last year's really comparable because we had Thielen in front of him. I just think Addison is probably going to get off to a slow start. So Osborne had 3 receptions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times last year. 3 or more receptions, I should say. I don't know. I just feel like with that game script, that's a pretty good line right there. And I kind of look for lines like that are like a little bit lower. You know what I mean? And sometimes like a player just has a good drive and knocks that out pretty quickly, or at least gets close to it. Then they just need one more catch. You know what I mean? Don't like any Houston players today, although there are some pretty low lines. Like Tank Dell at 1.5 receptions is kind of intriguing, especially come garbage time. But I don't know if I want to risk it in week 1 betting on a rookie. You know what I mean? Yeah, they've really low. They're not much to do with the Ravens today. They really lowered those lines, took a lot of them out. Dobbins at 11.65 is still tempting, but that's about it. Will JT get traded, or do you think he will sit out this season? I mean, I hope he gets traded, but I your guess is as good as mine. It's really hard to call, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. There's no real other way to look at it. The injuries surrounding him kind of make things more difficult. So yeah, it's hard to call, but I hope he gets traded. I like Brandon Ayuk at 4 receptions. You know, Pittsburgh secondary wasn't great last year. I also like Jake Moody, 2 extra points made. You know, I think that's an easy push, if anything. If it goes over, that's great. But yeah, I like Ayuk here at 4 receptions. I mean, let's see how many times. Once again, you don't want to like purely look at last year, but last year Ayuk went over 4 receptions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. And then at least if we're including 4 reception games, so a push 11 times. So that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's see here. Let's see. Pickens at 3.5 is kind of tempting too. I still like T-Law at 1.5 passing touchdowns. Like that's just a line that I feel pretty confident in personally. I like Kirk at 4.5 receptions or 9.55 fantasy points. And I don't mind Ridley at, I don't know, 5 receptions is probably fine, but still a tiny bit high. So outside of that, don't want any of the Colts players. Don't really want any of the Panthers players. Maybe Miles Sanders, but I don't love his lines. I do think Adam Thielen, if he wasn't coming off the ankle injury, I mean, this line would probably be higher, but 3 receptions, not too bad. He could be leaned on today. I do like Bijan to score a touchdown, but it's still risky. Still risky. Like we might see Algier in the red zone. I don't know. I do like Younghoe Koo at 2 extra points made. I don't really hate his field goal line at 1.5 either. Call me crazy, but I actually think that Josh Dobbs passing yards at the higher is not that bad. I mean, 192 yards is really not that hard to accomplish, especially when we equate in like garbage time. And I don't know, they could always keep things competitive. It's hard to say. Washington's lines are a little juiced right now, so I don't really love them. Dotson at 3.5 receptions is semi-tempting, but that's about it. Joey Sly 7 kicking points, kind of tempting, but I don't know. Those lines are all kind of juiced. Don't really like the Titans Saints game at all. Like at all. I kind of like Chris Olave at 4.5 receptions, but maybe Jawan Johnson at 2.5. But that's about it. That's about it. Raheem Mostert to score a touchdown. I love that line. I mean, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle were like really consistent with hitting their lines last year, so I don't particularly think you can go wrong with those guys as well. Chargers lines, once again, are kind of juiced, though. Kind of juiced. Cameron Dicker, 2.5 extra points made. Not awful. Not awful. Jacobs to score a touchdown could be tempting. I kind of like Cortland Sutton at 4 receptions with Judy expected to be out. Not an awful line. I don't really like the Eagles Patriots lines because the Eagles are all juiced. And even though the Patriots are down their top corner, this is still a relatively confusing matchup. So I'd probably stay away from that one. Green Bay, Chicago. Yeah, that's tough. I'm probably staying away from that game in terms of the Packers. And the Bears are kind of juiced right now. So I still like DJ Moore at 3.5 receptions. That's about it. The Cole Kmet reception line got taken down. When that was at 2.5, I really liked it, but I don't know how much I like the receiving yards line. Zaw, what's going on? Flex 1, Thomas, Rashad White, Swift, Pickens. I mean, I think Pickens is very intriguing here, but personally, I really like Rashad White this week, so I probably go Rashad White. I don't really like the Rams. I like Kenneth Walker to score a touchdown. The rest of the Seahawks players are kind of juiced, so. And I don't really like the Dallas Giants lines, just skimming through them here. I mean, Saquon to score a touchdown is always something you can bet on. And Hodgins, at 32 receiving yards, I don't hate. And I don't really like the Bills Jets because, once again, a tough matchup here for both sides. And these lines are kind of juiced. Garrett Wilson at 5.5 receptions or 68.5 receiving yards, I might risk, but that's about it. So, yeah, if I was looking at things right now, Mixon to score a touchdown, Rachaad White over 3 receptions, KJ Osborne over 2.5 receptions, Ayuk at 4 receptions, Mostert to score a touchdown. I think those are my favorite lines if we're looking at today purely. So, yeah. So that's what we've got. Yeah, I'd probably go Rachaad White out of these options. I go White, Pickens, Swift, Mike Thomas personally. Dom, what's going on, man? Let's go. Cortland Sutton all the way. I think Sutton's going to have a good game. I mean, especially we're not expecting Judy to be out there. So, for me, I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. And ultimately, I mean, we look at this matchup against the Raiders, it's a really good matchup. We've been talking about it all week long, but I mean, technically, there is still a chance that we see Judy play. I mean, he's still listed as questionable. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah, ultimately, we're just going to have to kind of sit back. But I still think this matchup is just too good to ignore. And my guess is we're going to see Jerry Judy not play. So we'll just have to, I guess, monitor the situation. But that's my guess. And I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, though. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got about another hour here. So anything you guys need, start sits, trades, roster reviews, roster confidence, player confidence, I'm here for you guys. And let's keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we've done underdog pick'ems. We've done weather updates. We've done everything. So went over all my rosters. Whatever you guys need, you guys control the stream here. So let's go. Yeah, I think, ultimately when we start to break down each game, what I can kind of do here is just go through each game and we'll just kind of take a look at what games I think will be the best from a fantasy perspective. And then we'll kind of move forward from there. So Bengals at Browns. I mean, the Bengals defense was good last year. We all know that. But I still just kind of view this game with a lot of potential for points. I just like both these offenses right now. So that's definitely a game where I think you have to start Chase, you have to start Higgins, and I think Mixon has a great matchup against this poor Browns defense. So Mixon is a play for sure. When it comes to Browns, though, I love Amari Cooper. Elijah Moore's okay at the flex, still brings some risk, and Njoku's a fine tight end. We'll to see what his ceiling is kind of looking like. Watson and Burrow are guys that you want to have out here, and obviously Nick Chubb you're starting. So I do like that matchup overall. What do you think about DeAndre Swift? I think Swift is a perfectly fine flex and okay RB2. I do think when we look at this matchup against the Patriots, at the end of the day, it's not a great matchup. We know that. But, Bill Belichick takes away that X factor. I think my guess, it'll either be A.J. Brown is who he tries to put the defensive pressure on, but they are down their best corner and Jones is out. Or they try to kind of limit Jalen Hurts as a runner. So I think that could lead to good things for DeAndre Swift, and I think that this game script could kind of allude to, a little bit more, dump offs, because I think the Patriots are going to play relatively good against a run. And maybe that's just what Belichick tries to take away is the run game of the Eagles, because once the Eagles are able to run against you, then that's when things get scary, because Hurts as a runner on top of that, and then the wide receiver room and even Goddard on top of that makes things, pretty lethal. So I like Swift, but RB2 flex is kind of where we want him. And he's still a risky play, but he brings a good amount of upside, especially like you want to start him in full PPR formats. So um I still like him this week though. All right. Sending out the hour notice on Discord in case anyone wants to stop by. All right, so moving down the schedule here, Texans at Ravens. Like, yeah, we're starting the Ravens players today. Could be bad weather, but man, like Zay Flowers, I think is a really good start. I just think that defensive pressure is going to be on Bateman. It's going to be on Odell. I think Flowers gets a little sneaky today, but J.K. Dobbins the must-start player here, and I do think that we see maybe a limited ceiling ultimately out of Lamar, but I still like Lamar. I mean, and that's just due to game script. It has nothing to do with Lamar as a player, but yeah, for me, I think that this is a game that we obviously have to exploit, and I'm not starting. The only Texans player I would consider starting today, or maybe two, maybe Schultz and Pierce. Um, but man, I just like you're gonna have to be hoping for garbage time points. I don't want to start this wide receiver room in week 1 against the Ravens. So let's see here. Sport Dog. I'm still hanging on to Geno Smith because I picked up JSN and Charb. Strategy is I can now use them if Allen, Cook, and Kincaid have injuries or tough contests. Am I foolish? I mean, I don't always prefer to roster 2 quarterbacks. And like if you have Josh Allen, you know, you still have to start Josh Allen every week. Like, even if you have a viable backup, like the only reason you're starting Geno is if Allen is hurt. I mean, Allen is still a player you start in bad matchups. You know, it doesn't matter who he's playing. So I mean, I don't think you're foolish necessarily, but just remember Allen has been a top 2 quarterback 3 years in a row. So I don't think you're foolish, but you're starting Allen even if Geno has a better matchup. It's just what you got to roll with. Tommy did $5 on first player touchdown. Flowers, Fant, Chig, Komet. Nice. Those are good odds for first score touchdown. So, yeah, when you're looking at those, you want everything to be like plus 1,000 or more. But yeah, hope one of them hits for you, man. Good luck. DJ Duvernay, what's up, my guy? Hello, hello. Pick one running back, one flex, full PPR. Cook, Herbs, Mostart, Hopkins. Factors I consider: Bills a tough matchup, Bears busy backfield, Dolphins starting left tackle out. Lattimore on Hopkins all game. So, yeah, these are good things to consider. But, I do think while Cook has a tough matchup, it's still okay to consider him because the Jets are going to be best primarily against the run, purely. And that could help James Cook, who is a pass catching back at the end of the day. So, but with that being said, and I do like Herbert, but with that being said, I really like Mostart today. I think he's a really solid start. This Chargers run defense very poor last year. We're expecting points in this game. Devon A. Shane is out. Um, yeah, I go Mostart, and then in the flex, I've talked about this like the last 2 or 3 nights. I still like Hopkins this week. I don't love him. It is a tough matchup and not the best game script. I don't love him, but I still think we have to remember players like DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, they're going to bring it to the table. Like, they still play well against good cornerbacks. So I think Hopkins full PPR is fine. I think he's a pretty safe floor. Maybe doesn't have the best ceiling, but I still like Hopkins. I would probably start Mostert and Hopkins. I mean, if you're more confident in Kirk or Herbert, I still think they're fine. But I go Mostert and Hopkins personally is who I would start. Underrated stat: Mahomes still had 20 fantasy points Thursday. 100% would have been even better if the pick wasn't there. Herbert only had 4 games with 20 plus points last year. Yeah, Herbert, I mean, was hurt last year. His wide receivers were hurt. So that doesn't surprise me. But I mean, yeah, like no reason whatsoever to lose confidence in Patrick Mahomes from a fantasy perspective right now. No reason at all. Cinnabon, good to see you. Happy Sunday. Happy week 1 Sunday. Bear down, right? How are you feeling today? How are your rosters looking? Hit an X. Have a great day, man. Always good to see you. I appreciate you, bro. Josh Allen's elbow cost me the championship, so I'm a bit gun shy. Yeah, I mean, he is still the QB2 last year, so it's like at the end of the day, the only better play throughout the year is Patrick Mahomes. So, you know, I get what you're saying, but yeah, I mean, I think holding on to Geno is fine, but at the end of the day, your guy's got to be Josh Allen, right? All right, continuing to go down the list here, Buccaneers and Vikings. This is a matchup I really like here. I think Baker's going to play better than people are expecting because this Minnesota Vikings defense is not good. At least the secondary is not good. So I think Godwin has a really good day. I think Rachaad White has a really good day, and I still think Mike Evans is perfectly fine. And if you're in a deeper league, you're absolutely desperate at tight end. I think Cade Otton is okay. I mean, there are probably better options, but Baker likes tight ends, so I think he's okay. But I think it's a good game for Rachaad White and Godwin. I think Evans can definitely still have a good day. I mean, you're not starting Baker, but I think he's going to play a little bit better than some people are expecting. When we look at the Vikings, though, I mean, once again, probably on paper, the Bucs defense is better, but their secondary still struggled pretty heavily last year. So Captain Kirk, perfectly fine player, good floor, maybe not the high ceiling, but he's fine. Obviously, you're starting JJ. I don't want to start Addison week 1, but he's okay, I guess. Deeper leagues, full PPR. We'll have to see what it looks like between Osborne and Addison. I don't really want to roll Addison out there week 1, though. Hawkinson is a player you just have to start based on draft capital. And right now, if you own Hawkinson, he's looking like a great start compared to the other top tier guys that are out. So Alexander Madison is okay, but the thing the Bucs defense was good at last year was stopping the run. So this is a pass first offense, but all it's going to take is for him to get into the end zone. So for me, in this game, I do think it's going to be a good game script. So we'll have to sit back and see. Tommy, I'm excited for the year as well. I'm glad you're excited. Went from one 10-team fantasy football league to 4 in total, including a 12-team. Yeah, man, no problem. I'm glad you're with us. Hope you have a great year. Good luck to you today and through the rest of the year. And let's go, man. I'm glad you're part of the community. Rashad Penny, a healthy scratch. Interesting. Good if you own Swift. We'll have to see what Gainwell's usage looks like. But yeah, good update here. Will Levis is inactive today. Malik Willis is a number 2 behind Tannehill. Cordero Patterson is inactive today. Mark Andrews officially out, even though we knew that was going to happen as of 42 minutes ago. So there's a couple more updates. And let me see. That's about everything. Okay. Have a great day, Sport Dog. Yeah, appreciate you, bro. Good luck to you today. Have a great Sunday. Be safe, man. Are you still going to be doing leagues or mocks next offseason? Yes, 100%. That's my favorite time of year. I mean, well, I don't know. Kind of tough. I go back and forth, but I just love mock drafting. I love putting together teams with you guys. But yeah, of course. I mean, we start mock drafting like the week after the Super Bowl. So let's go. Of course, man. I don't know what I'd do without that. All right, Panthers, Falcons. I do like this matchup, actually. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be extremely high scoring, but I like Miles Sanders in this matchup due to the injuries to the wide receiver core of the Panthers. I think Hayden Hurst is okay. I think Thielen in a very deep league is okay. You're not starting Bryce Young. Falcons defense might be an okay play in this game, but the Panthers defense could be okay too, but don't necessarily love them. Might be better streaming options. In terms of the Falcons, you're starting Bijan. Don't even think about benching him. Algier, you're probably not starting him, but we're going to have to monitor his usage. Pitts, if you don't have better options, fine, whatever. I'm still not incredibly high on Pitts, but he's fine. Drake London, you got to start him, but that's about it. J-Dubs, happy week 1 Sunday to you. What's up, broski? How you feeling today? How your roster's looking? Waller is expected to play. Let's go, Waller owners, Waller believers. Should be good to go if you're worried about it. Just depends on who's available for you, but might be a little bit of risk involved here. But hey, man, if you own Waller, you're probably starting them, right? Tommy, I have a source that gives me updates like right away. Let's go. Let's go. Swift or Javante. I mean, we're getting reports now that like sorry, the chat's messing up for me. Javante like might have other running backs behind him. You know, I mean, obviously Purine, but I mean, who's this guy we've never heard about until like yesterday? I don't even remember his name. Oh, hold on, let me see. I mean, we know that Sean Payton likes to rotate running backs and have running backs that have different types of skill sets, but okay, Jalir McCaughlin going to get significant carries in week 1. I mean, I don't even know who this is, but I don't know how that affects things. It's a good matchup for Javante. I mean, I don't mind if you want to go Javante. He is coming off the injury, and Sean Payton is, saying he's going to get his touches and everything, but I'd probably go Swift personally. Mecca to go. What's up, man? Happy week 1 Sunday to you. Najee or McLaurin? I go McLaurin still, even coming off the injury. Too good of a matchup to ignore in full PPR. Tougher matchup for Najee. He should see good volume, but I go McLaurin. Good to see you, bro. Cinnabon, just making sure half PPR I'm starting Dobbins and Walker over Sanders and Swift. I would. I mean, I really like Sanders. If you felt good about that play, I wouldn't start him over Kenneth, and I think it's too good of a matchup to start him over Dobbins. I still like him. I like Swift this week, but yeah, I go Dobbins and Kenneth. Not used to that much average running back depth. Yeah, man. Looks good. Always struggle with the Rams, but still I got high hopes for us this season. If we barely get by against a Rams team with no cup, I'm gonna be heated. Yeah, man. I think you guys will be fine. Ethan, deep dynasty league start 12. Do you prefer Javante or Flowers? I prefer Flowers with Bateman and Beckham out there. Isaiah likely good enough at tight end. Dobbins a good run game. Lamar doing his thing. I think that there's not going to be a lot of defensive pressure on Flowers. I think he could be sneaky. Javante's okay, but I go Flowers, especially full PPR. Michael, happy Sunday to you, man. Happy week 1 Sunday. With Kelsey out, start 1. Likely Everett, Dulcich. I go Everett, likely then Dulcich is my order. I like Everett a lot this week, though. No problem whatsoever, Ethan. Oh, you know what? I don't know. The chat's messing up here. I don't know why it does this sometimes. All right. Special K. Going to rain like every game. Not every game. It's a rainy day. Not every game, though. Texans, Ravens. Keep an eye on that. Niners, Steelers might get a little bit. Cardinals, Commanders. Keep an eye on that. Raiders, Broncos. I mean, it could even rain a little bit. Packers, Bears. Eagles, Patriots. Tiny bit, maybe Rams, Hawks. Cowboys, Giants. A little bit Bills, Jets. But yeah, it's just what we got for the weekend in terms of weather, man. Happens. Yeah, it's tough here, Tommy. With him coming out the injury, I'd probably go Swift, Don't overthink it. I mean, trust your gut and just set your lineup and put it down. Ramondre's still questionable, starting to get worried. Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried. I think he's going to play. He's expected to play, as J-Dub says here, but they're going to list him as questionable. But it'll be fine. I would not worry about Ramondre. Najee or Jamal Williams. It's a tough matchup for Najee. And, now we're getting reports that Warren might be getting more touches. I'm not really scared, but I think Najee is fine. Like, all it's going to take for him is to score a touchdown, and, you get a respectable stat line, but it's still tough. I probably go Jamal Williams because we know Kendre Miller's out. And we know Alvin Kamara's out. So he should be seeing the bulk of the carries. I mean, the Titans good against the run last year. We know that, but Jamal still feels better. I like Najee, though. I mean, he drafted Najee for a reason. So Whoever you feel better about. Tom, you're going to go with Swift. Yeah, already swapped him 3 days. Yeah, just set your lineup. Don't think about it. Go with who you think's a better play and move forward. GT Sport, what's good, bro? Ramondre or Williams? I think Williams will get all the goal line work. Yeah, Williams is going to be fine, but I still go Ramondre for sure. I go Ramondre. What's up, GT Sport? Good to see you. Happy week 1 Sunday. Abraham, I already asked, but I just heard if Shane isn't going to play and I most start, would you still choose JK and Sanders over him? I mean, JK, Sanders, and most start are all guys that I viewed as like super solid must start guys, most start guys. I think he had to fire up JK against the Texans. He's just a smash play week 1. But I really, really like Sanders and I really, really like most starts. So whoever you think is better, I'll say this much. I think that the matchup between the Chargers and Dolphins is a better game script overall. So maybe you want to go with most start, but I think Sanders is going to have a good week. I really like him. You know, wide receivers dinged up there. Rookie quarterback, they're going to have to rely on the run. Might be more difficult for the Panthers to score, though. Depends on what Falcons, you know, what type of team we see show up defensively. But ultimately, you can't really go wrong here. I think they're all great starts, but I start JK for sure. Chat, what do you think? JK, Sanders, and Mo start. Which 3 are you starting? Beautiful here in Seattle right now. Let's go. Let's go. Go Hawks, baby. Thank you, Dom. I appreciate that. Special K, Cowboys' goal is to get Tony Pollard 18 to 20 touches week 1. Yeah, Pollard's going to have a good week. I'm not worried about him whatsoever. I mean, maybe poor field conditions due to the weather and all that, and like Giants run defense. We still don't want to underestimate them, but I'm fine with them. LeBron's feels like we finally hit the curve. It's not going to feel like 100+ degrees. Yeah, I'm excited for fall weather. You know, see the leaves falling, crisp air. I'm excited, man. So hopefully. What were your thoughts on Waller? I mean, I don't mind Waller. Like going into the season, I didn't love his ADP. Like I don't know. I really was a late round tight end type of guy anyways, but I like Waller. I just think that, you know, when we look at this offense, Brian DeBall, he's going to want to open things up. That's definitely going to benefit Waller. And there's not really a proven wide receiver, but there are a lot of wide receivers on this team. So it's going to kind of come down to like, what are Danny Dimes' tendencies? Who does he have the best chemistry with? Who does he trust? But Waller is certainly in contention to be, you know, a player in that mix. So I still like Waller. And overall, you know, if we're just talking like week 1 in general with the hamstring thing popping up, it just depends on who you have, who's available for you. But ultimately, yeah, Waller, like you can start him. You might get a little bit of risk involved in terms of re-injury. But I mean, one thing I said all off season, Kittle, Waller, potentially Kyle Pitts. You draft these guys, you want to draft a backup tight end behind them, someone that you still have faith in, just in case. And I mean, here we are. Kittle and Waller, questionable week 1. And I don't know, maybe Mark Andrews is joining that company. You know, missed a little bit of time last year and now questionable week 1. Kelsey, I didn't expect though. But if you own Waller, evaluate the risk. Are you okay with starting him? There's still enough upside that I think it's fine. Everlist, happy week 1 to you. Happy week 1 Sunday. Mahomes, D-Hop, Smith, Allen, Henry, Goddard, McLaurin on bench. Tommy or Mike Thomas. Tommy, Thielen, and Lazard. Thoughts on any wide receiver placements? No, you're good. Don't do it. D-Hop, yeah. Tough matchup, whatever. He's still D-Hop. I think the volume's there. I think he's okay. Devonta Smith, once again, I mean, on paper, whatever, it looks like a tough matchup, but the Patriots down, their top corner. AJ Brown still gets the, you know, wide receiver 1 attention. I still like Devonta Smith this week. McLaurin, you know, coming out toe turf, I get it, but Cardinals defense so bad, you just had to start him. I would not start anyone on your bench over these guys. If you really are going to get crazy, maybe it's Mike Thomas, but I still don't do it. Ooh, what's up, Randy? This is tough. Brees or Evan Hool? I mean, like, this is like not a great situation, but I go Brees Hall. I mean, it's not a good situation, but I go Brees Hall. I'm not going to trust Evan Hool with Deion Jackson in front of him in week 1 against a good Jags defense. Tough, Randy. How do you feel? I probably go Brees Hall there. Not able to drop anyone off my bench. I'll give Pitts a week or 2 before I snack Komet if he's still there. Yeah. I like Komet.
Bottom of my positions are Mitchell and Flowers. Yeah, I mean, don't panic yet. What if Pitts balls out week 1 and you want to keep that depth at running back and wide receiver on the bench? McManus or Gay for kicker. I mean, I actually probably go Matt Gay because when we look at McManus and the position he's in today, I just don't think that the Jags are going to have to kick as many field goals. I think that they're going to be in position to score touchdowns. So Matt Gay, on the other hand, with the Colts, is probably in position to have to score more field goals overall. You know what I mean? Because the Colts are going to struggle to score today. So believe it or not, I'd probably go Matt Gay, but both are probably okay. Richard Glass, good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing fantastic. Hope you have a great Sunday. Enjoy it, man, and happy week 1 of the 2023 season to you. Musgrave or Drawan? I just mispronounced both those guys' names. But, Musgrave is going to have some good opportunities here, but he could see more defensive pressure. How worried am I about the Bears? Not super worried defensively. So Musgrave's probably fine. I mean, Romeo Dobbs going to be on a snap count, and then Christian Watson's out. We'll see what Reed can do. But I trust Jawan Johnson a little bit more here. I think he's a really good streaming option. You can kind of, whoever you feel better about, go with. But I probably feel better about Jawan Johnson. But I said it 100 times last night. I had to repeat it 100 times literally on last night's stream. Once we get into this tier tight ends and we're streaming tight ends like this, they're all touchdown dependent. It's going to be rare that we're going to see a guy with enough volume that they really step up to the plate and get enough targets to get you a solid stat line. They don't need to score a touchdown. So I probably go Jawan Johnson because I think he has a better chance to score. But Musgrave's going to be a very interesting player to monitor today. A very unique situation for him that he might not see again. Depends on how long Watson's out and how healthy Romeo Dobbs is. Let's go, Space Ghost. We made it. Week 1, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Year 3. 3 years in already. It feels like I've been doing this way longer, but year 3. Here we go, baby. Tommy, team I'm facing my home league has Andrews, no other tight end, so I threw Watson IR yesterday, grabbed Komet. Good move. Good move. He grabbed Likely. Yeah, I like Komet more, so good move. That's what you got to do, man. Got to play the game. Darius Dobbins or Brian Robinson? Man, you can flip a coin here. Both these players are great starts today, but they both have phenomenal matchups. You literally can't go wrong here. I mean, there's no way that you're going wrong whatsoever right here. So, I might go Dobbins by a hair because I think there's less competition for touches. I think Antonio Gibson could get involved as well. But you can't go wrong. I could see how these guys outscored each other. They had the best matchups of the week, but I'd probably go Dobbins by the tiniest hair that ever existed. Who'd be like more Darius? What would be a good trade for JT? I mean, you just have to look at what you can potentially field and what you should potentially get. And I would probably just keep him. You're not going to get good value right now. TS, most starter, Scary Terry. Full PPR, I'd probably still go Scary Terry, but once again, both are good starts. Very, very good matchups. But at full PPR, I'd probably go Terry. With A-Chain out, most starter Pierce, I go most start. I think it's a better matchup, of course, like we just went over. But Pierce should see good volume. He just has a tough matchup. And what are we going to see out of the Texans today? How well they're going to move the ball against a very good Ravens defense? What is CJ Stroud going to be able to do? It's just hard to say. So I probably go most start. Brendan, I appreciate that. Right back at you, man. Eat some good food today. Watch some football. Be safe. Enjoy the day. And good luck today in fantasy, my guy. Craig says, like the stream, guys. If you haven't hit the like already, do me a favor and do so. And keep the fantasy questions going, guys. About half an hour left. Kicker question. Tyler Bass, Sanders, Dicker, Gano, Boswell, or Lutz. I like Cameron Dicker, the kicker, the best here. I don't always go for the method of what game's going to have the most points. But this is a game where, one thing to look at when it comes to kickers this week is the weather. some of these other guys not in great weather. We got a domed kicker situation for the Dolphins at Chargers, so that's probably what I roll with. Is I think Cameron Dicker's the best play here, but at the same time, I like Tyler Bass against the Jets as well because Jets defense is going to be good, and that probably alludes to more field goals. So I don't think Gano is awful, but could be bad conditions. So Lutz is kind of interesting too. I mean, any of these guys can outscore each other, but I go Bass or Dicker. DeAndre Swift or Cooper. I still go Cooper in this situation. Yeah, I go Cooper. Yeah. Cooper, too good of a player to bench. Bateman or Pierce, full PPR. I don't like the matchup against Ravens unless Pierce sees third down work. That's a little bit tougher because Bateman just got cleared, so it's like he still holds risk. But, trust your gut on that one. There's always garbage time. I might go Pierce there. How do you feel, J Dubs? No problem, Darius. It hasn't been 3 full years, or has it? Yeah, because we started in the summer, so it's been 3-4 years. But this is my third, season. Like the season hasn't fully started, so but it has technically been 3 full years, so a little bit over it actually, but third season if that makes sense. So let's go, baby. Richard Glass, like our second subscriber, so appreciate you, bro. Kenneth Walker or Sanders? I like both today, but I go Kenneth Walker for sure. I think he's gonna have a great game. Tucci, what's up, bro? We finally made it. Let's go. Been a long off season. All our drafts will pay off 100%. Can't wait for my first season, part of the Catch fam. Yeah, man. Good luck today. Enjoy the day. Eat some food. Hang out with the fam. Watch some football. Let's go, baby. R. Dot with Rashad Penny, healthy scratch. Swift, Akers, or London. I go Swift and London, but I don't mind Akers necessarily. I just don't love the game script for him because I think the Rams are going to have to throw the football more. I mean, and sometimes Sean McVay can get weird at the running back position near the goal line. I don't mind Akers. This Hawks defense was not good against the run last year. I like Swift today. The health, the Rashad Penny healthy scratch thing didn't really matter to me. I like Swift all week long. He was in the must start running back video. I think this game script will favor him. So I still go Swift in London. If you're more confident in Akers potentially, I mean, I think that's okay, but I definitely start London, especially if it's full PPR. Like if it was standard, maybe Swift and Akers. But no, London and Swift, I think, are the best plays here for sure. Let's go, Mr. Sarcastic. Happy week 1 Sunday to you. We got football today, baby. Space Ghost running Fields, Bijan, Dobbins, Garrett Wilson, Waddle, Dotson, Pitts, Joseph, Washington defense. Let's go, baby. Has me losing by 20 plus. No, I mean, you got a good lineup here. Don't listen to projections. Don't worry about projections, guys. Abraham, what's the weather today how is the weather for the Jets game for Bass? That is a good question because that game's actually supposed to have 13% chance of rain, cloudy skies. Field conditions could be poor due to the weather today. So, yeah, I really think Cameron Dicker, the kicker, is a pretty safe start. So, yeah, I forgot that game's supposed to have, it's still expected to be better than, it'd be worse if they were playing today. But it is what it is. Van Jefferson or Pierce in full PPR, just assessing my options. I think I'm going to roll with Pierce. Hope he gets third down work. Yeah, the volume's going to be there for Pierce at the end of the day. We know that. Even if the matchup's not great, the volume should be good. The game script doesn't necessarily favor him, but if you feel the most confident in starting Pierce, I think it's okay. He's probably a safe floor play. I think Van Jefferson's okay, but he could really struggle today too, having the lineup as a wide receiver 1. Volume should be there for Jefferson, but this Hawks secondary is nothing to play with. So I think I agree with you, Michael Pierce. Jefferson's going to have the opportunity, but what is he going to be able to do with it? It's going to be tough to say. London or Miles in the flex? I go Drake London. Let's not underestimate Drake London. I do like Miles Sanders today, but I'm still going Drake London today. No problem at all. R. Dot. Good luck to you today, my dude. Let's go. Gibson or Mostert full PPR. Cardinals are awful, but Mostert will see RB1 volume. Yeah, this is a toughie. When you're having to make these decisions, when we're looking at Gibson and Brian Robinson, it's we love both these guys. If you own one or the other, you're still looking at who owns the other guy because Gibson could outscore Brian Robinson and vice versa. So it's is tough, right? But I think ultimately you kind of trust your gut here because both are in great matchups. One's in a good matchup more due to game script, I think, in most start. But don't get me wrong, the Chargers' run defense not good last year, so it's close, right? And on the other hand, like the Cardinals are just god awful, but you have Brian Robinson in the mix, or if you own Gibby, you have, or excuse me, if you own Brian Robinson, you have Gibby in the mix. So it's just like it's close here. I don't think you can really go wrong necessarily, but you kind of got to trust your gut and just roll with the punches and move along. So, whoever you tend to like best here, I think you kind of just throw them in and you move right along. Okay. Try not to overthink some of these tougher decisions. When it comes down to like, oh, I have two players in really good matchups, kind of trust your gut and roll along. With the Swift news, should I flex DJ Moore or Swift? I mean, yeah, once again, like when it comes to this Eagles backfield, I have liked DeAndre Swift all year long. So with Penny being out, I'm not really worried about it. I always expected this order to be Swift as the third down guy, the pass catching guy, the upside play, change of pace guy, and Kenneth Gainwell is RB2, and then Penny in there with Boston Scott every now and then. So I've liked Swift all week long. I mean, it was in the must start running back video that went out a couple days ago. So I still think though you go DJ Moore. I listen, both guys are good starts. I like both of them this week, but I'm going to go DJ Moore between the two. How do you feel about it, Tristan? Shelton, AJ Dillon, or Gibson? I go Gibson. The matchup's just too good to ignore, but I like AJ Dillon, and he still has a good matchup, but I go Gibson here. I go Gibson. Too much upside to potentially ignore. You know what I mean? Pick two to start non-PPR, Mike Williams, Swift, or White. I mean, this is tough because probably the player that gets you the best stat line in a non-PPR league is whoever scores. So if you feel like Swift or White have a better chance to score, that's fine. And I like all three of these guys a lot. They were all mentioned throughout the must-start players that I put together for the week. So I really like it's tough. Picking two of these guys is tough. But I probably start Mike Williams. I think there's too much upside with that game script overall to ignore. And I really like Swift. Okay. I've liked Swift all week. The Rashad Penny news, like I said, doesn't matter to me, but I probably go Rashad White because this Vikings defense is just awful. And once again, I think this game script is just too good to ignore. So I probably go Mike Williams and Rashad White, and I just move right along. But man, I do think Swift's a good start. So if you feel more confident in one player or the other, it's fine. But I'd probably go Mike Williams and Rashad White. So that'll be my answer. Jordan, Swift or Christian Kirk? I still go Christian Kirk here. Once again, I've liked Swift all week, so I'm not out on Swift at all. But Christian Kirk is another player I've been in on all week long. So I probably still go Christian Kirk here. I mean, I just think a really safe floor for Christian Kirk. And you don't overthink it. He's got a great matchup. The Colts are not going to be good defensively. I mean, they were good last year. Don't get me wrong, but that's about it. Like Stephon Gilmore is not there anymore. They were good against opposing wide receivers, I should say. But I just think that the Jags come out. I mean, I know they're not at home. Like that could favor the Colts a little bit in this matchup, but I still go Christian Kirk here. And I like Swift. I've been in on Swift, but I'm still starting Christian Kirk. He's like him and Calvin Ridley. I just think are two players that you have to fire up today. You don't think twice about it. I think Evan Ingram is relatively close, and I think Travis Etienne is another guy that is close as well. But for me, I go Christian Kirk. All right, give me one quick second, guys. All right, almost done. Posting the link on Instagram. 30 minutes left of any fantasy questions answered. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, go Christian Kirk here. Tristan, I'm an Eagles fan. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if you start DeAndre Swift and he has a poor game, you're going to be 10 times more angry, But I do like, I like Swift. If you want to go Swift, that's fine. But sometimes, like, it feels better to not start a player who's on your starting lineup. You know what I mean? Or not on your home team, I guess I should say. So, I mean, I think both are fine, but I still go Christian Kirk personally. Najee, Kenneth Walker, Alex, easy for me. Kenneth Walker, great matchup. This Rams unit, not good against a run last year. Don't even think twice about it. Kenneth Walker is a guy, been, basically one of my must-start running back overall of the week. So I just go Kenneth Walker here, and I don't think twice about it. Move right along. Cortland Sutton or Curtis Samuel at flex. Cortland Sutton. Judy's probably not going to play. He's expected to be out. It's a great matchup. He's going to get wide receiver 1 volume. So you compare that to a guy like Curtis Samuel, who's the wide receiver 3 in a good matchup. Maybe he's sneaky, but don't forget that Brown has been kind of a favorite target and could start to overtake Curtis Samuel's volume as a wide receiver 3. Samuel could be more of that like trick play type of guy, get handoffs and stuff. But Cortland Sutton, you got to go Cortland Sutton here. Not even close for me, Sean. Full PPR, Ayuk or DJ Moore. I mean, this is close. I think DJ Moore more upside on the table. Ayuk just so safe. Ayuk is such a safe play this week. It's not even funny. So you can't really go wrong. I love both these guys this week. So you can't go wrong. This is one of those situations, like I tell you guys, flip a coin, trust your gut, move right along. And I think either way, you have a very good start. So I think both are going to have good games. Tough decisions. Guys, 20 minutes left. Anything you guys need? Start, sits, potential waiver wire ads. How have the injuries affected you guys? Roster reviews, roster confidence, player confidence, injury updates, weather updates. Let's go, guys. Almost that time. How are you guys watching the games today? I just use Red Zone. I just sit down and let Red Zone do its thing. I avoid playing or even drafting personal team players for that reason. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it can really bite you, though. Like, I mean, good friend of mine in our home league last year didn't draft Jalen Hurts for that reason, drafted Lamar instead. So sometimes it hurts you. Sometimes it's just frees your mind a little bit, right? Should I start Higbee or Goddard? I mean, I like both. Goddard probably doesn't have as much volume or as good of a matchup compared to Higbee. Higbee could really act as the primary wide receiver 1 for the Rams today. And the Hawks last year were not good against the tight end position. So I do like Higbee. And, when we look at last year, like through the first 5 weeks, excluding week 3, he had 9 or more targets every game. And I mean, Higbee was still, at the end of the day, your tight end 6 last year. So like, it's tough there because we know what Goddard brings to the table. We know what the Eagles bring to the table as well. He's probably would have been top 5 last year if he didn't get hurt. And even with missing weeks 11 through 15 was still a top 10 tight end. So, well, depending on format, top 10, top 12, but I mean, it's very close here. Higbee should probably see better volume, but am I going to tell you to say a guy like Goddard? Probably not. I'd probably still go Goddard, but it's super close. I mean, chat, what do you guys think? Higbee versus Goddard. Who do you guys like more? Should I start Zay Flowers? I think Zay Flowers is startable in the flex. Good enough matchup, good enough game script to a degree, but more importantly, he's not going to have that defensive pressure being the wide receiver 1. Bateman's healthy. Odell's healthy. You still have a decent tight end in Isaiah Likely, even if Andrews isn't playing. Run game should be solid. I like Zay Flowers as a flex play today. He's one of the 2 rookies that I would risk starting today. Bijan's not really a risk, but Fields or Rodgers, go Fields here. I mean, the upsides here, it's a good matchup, competitive divisional game. I like Rodgers, but I think this week 1 game, it's going to be like a closer scoring to like what we saw out of the Chiefs Lions game where it's, like 24-20, a score like that, right? 23-21, 27-24, whatever. I think the defenses are going to show in that game. I still think the offenses are going to be good enough, but I think there's a way higher ceiling for Justin Fields. So I'm going to go Fields here. No doubt about it. Have Fields a QB. Does that affect who you would pick between Ayuk, DJ Moore, and still flip a coin? I mean, like, stacking doesn't really particularly matter to me in like redraft format, so not really. But yeah, it's going to give you a big added bonus, of course, if he throws a touchdown to DJ Moore. So I maybe if you like that idea of kind of stacking the two, I don't have a problem with it. If that kind of like is the final indicator for you. But yeah, I still think Ayuk is going to have a really good week. So I probably still say to flip a coin. But if you think that there's enough reason to believe that DJ Moore is going to catch a touchdown from Fields today, then I think that's perfectly fine. Dalvin Cook or Brian Robinson? Oh, Dominic is close here. I actually like Cook. I don't know why. I just have one of those feelings this week, but I probably still go Brian Robinson against the Cardinals. So it's close. Go with who you like. Trust your gut, but I'd probably go Brian Robinson. Just such a good matchup. I mean, probably a better game script for Dalvin Cook. Should be a little bit more competitive. I mean, two much better teams than the Jets and Bills compared to Washington playing the Cardinals. So maybe consider that. But it's just tough to not say start McLaurin, start Dotson, start Gibson, start Brian Robinson today, man. The matchup's just beautiful. Dom, how does my team look? 10-team hat PPR field, Barkley, Jacobs, Allen, Cooper, Kirk, Kelsey, Williams, Dalvin Cook. I mean, team looks pretty solid. I mean, you're starting Fields, Barkley, Jacobs, Allen, Cooper, flexing Kirk. I mean, hopefully you didn't start Kelsey. Hopefully you have somebody else. And I'm assuming Javonte Williams and Dalvin Cook, if not Jamal Williams, still fine. Perfectly fine running backs on the bench. But, I mean, maybe as the season goes on, obviously tight end, hopefully there's another tight end floating around. And then maybe, wide receiver depth's never going to hurt. Sea-Dog, Penny, healthy scratch, Swift value goes up. I agree, but I still like them all week. So we'll see what happens. Dom, starting Komet this week, then yeah, team looks very solid, man. Very, very solid. Pray, should I make any changes to my sleeper league number 2? I guess I'll pull it up for you, Pray. Let me see. I guess I'll do the work for you. Oh, I'm playing. Am I playing you? Okay, hold on. Sleeper's like bugging out. I can't give you advice, Pray. I'm playing for you. We're neck and neck, 128.2 to 128.8. I mean, I guess I'll give you. Yeah, you should start Adam Thielen over Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins, DK Metcalf, or Michael Pittman. What are you talking about, bro? No, keep your lineup as is, man. It looks good. You got a good little squad here. Tua, Barkley, Pollard, Pittman, Metcalf, Ingram, Hopkins, Kirk, Dolphins kicker, Dallas defense. I'd leave it as is. You're fine, bro. Don't overthink it. Good luck today. Should be a good matchup. I don't feel 100% confident, but should be a good matchup between us, man. Have a good Sunday. Enjoy the day. Be safe, my dude. GT Sport, Pickens, Burks, Gibson, and the flex. I mean, it's between Gibson and Pickens for me. I go Gibson for safe floor. I go Pickens for a little bit more upside, a little bit more risk. But I think both are okay. Who do you like the best? Adam Thielen pop off. I mean, I don't know, Pray. Usually you're pretty good at these random predictions, so it could certainly happen. But I don't quite see it. Don't forget that the Falcons secondary is pretty good last year. AJ Terrell is nothing to mess with. So if Thielen lines up as a wide receiver 1 coming off an ankle injury, volume's probably there. They're probably going to be playing from behind, but still, we'll see what happens. I like Pickens, and I say roll with Pickens. I mean, I like Gibson, but once again, it's just hard to say. It's a good matchup. We're expecting the big things out of the Commanders players today: Dotson, McLaurin, Gibson, Brian Robinson. But then we look at Brian Robinson versus Gibson. What's the split going to be like? Gibson had that, receiving touchdown in preseason, so we feel pretty good there. But ultimately, it's still like, if you feel better about another player, it's full PPR. You want to go with the wide receiver like Pickens. I think that is just fine. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we got about 15 minutes here. Keep them coming. Starts, sits, trades. How have the injuries affected you? Waiver wire, weather updates, injury updates, whatever we need. Let's go. Uriel, start 3, full PPR, Akers, Ridley, Lockett, Brian Robinson, Mingo, Dotson. Ooh. I go Ridley, Lockett, Dotson. Go with the wide receivers in full PPR. Ridley is a must start. Don't even think twice about it. Lockett, a very good start. Rams secondary, very bad. Defensive pressure is going to be on DK first and foremost. Dotson gets the Cardinals. Don't overthink this. Akers and Brian Robinson, I like today. Mingo, too risky for me. But you got to go with the wide receivers here. Ridley, Lockett, Dotson, lock it in, move along. Don't think twice about it, man. You have some really good starts here. Really, really good starts here. All right, so I'm going to quickly skim through my lineups one more time. Make sure, like, I haven't missed anything. But, guys, any fantasy questions you got? We got about 10 minutes. I'll probably float around like 5 minutes or so after 1 o'clock to see if anyone pops in last second, maybe for a question for the later games. But we're almost wrapped up for the day. Let's see here. We're just under 2 hours in. So thank you guys for being here today. Thank you guys for all the fantasy questions. And I just really appreciate you guys. Appreciate this community. And let's go, baby. Man, in the Catch Fam Dynasty League number 2, I'm going to get smacked. That Cooper Kupp injury. No, this is Christian Watson's out. Yeah, I mean, that team, I'm not expecting to win a ton of games this year. That's kind of my young team, reserving draft picks team, but I'm projected to lose by 25 points. But yeah, I think most of my lineups look pretty solid for the week. So, or at least they're as good as they're going to get. Taylor, best of luck to everyone today. Not playing me today. Best of luck to all your teams, unless you're the Texans, Bengals, Browns, or Steelers. Wait, why do you hate the Texans? Oh, because they're playing the Ravens. Okay, I was like, wait, I thought you're okay. Sorry, that makes sense. That's right. Yeah, man. Good luck to everyone today. It's going to be a great day of football. We're probably going to get a lot of things we did not expect. We're probably going to have some calls that should have been smash plays, and they ended up not being smash plays. We're going to have some random players score today. It's going to be fun. Going to be disappointing at times, going to be frustrating, but guys, that's what fantasy is all about. And make sure to remember to sit back, enjoy football for what it is, and don't let fantasy get too much in the way. But at the same time, it's fantasy. Might get in the way. It is what it is. You flip through games for 6-1. I watch Red Zone purely until the primetime games are on. James Conner, Breece Hall. Damn. That's tough. I might go Connor for garbage time points, but like Brady, who do you feel more confident in, my guy? It's tough here, man. It's tough because Hall is going to be limited. Cook's going to be the, primary RB1, but Hall is talented enough to get into the end zone, break one off. He's coming off the injury. We all know it. Like it's still tough here. Because Connor's just in such a bad game script against a team that's going to play well against the run, on a team that's not going to be able to throw the football but needs to today. I mean, it's not like Washington's secondary is fantastic, but I mean, I just don't expect a lot out of Josh Dobbs. Might be able to put a drive or two together, might get some garbage time points. So, like, Connor is like maybe okay just due to better volume, but I don't know. Maybe you want to risk it with Hall. I think the floor play is Connor. The upside lies ultimately with Hall, but it's tough, man. Who do you feel better about? It's just I don't know that you're going to get a great stat line out of either guy. You know what I mean? Chat, let us know, who would you start, James Conner or Hall? J.K. Dobbins or Raheem Mostert. I love both these guys this week. Lazy to Gen news, but I still go with Dobbins. It's just he's a smash play. Probably I think one of the best starts of the week. I still love Mostert. Great game script there. That might be the only better factor for Mostert is that the game script should be better, should be higher scoring. The Ravens could pull ahead early and only need to do so much. Maybe that does work to Dobbins' advantage, but it's just super close, man. I could see either guy outscoring each other, but I still think both have very good stat lines. I probably still go Dobbins, but it's so close. At work, I'll probably listen to the Falcons because I have Bijan and Pitts. I think it'll both be fun today, but hopefully you get to enjoy some football later in the day, my guy. Let's see. Last year, I had Kareem Hunt go off. The only game he did decent, so we'll see. Nice. Rooting against Cincy. It's going to be a great day of football. That's all I know. But yeah, man, it's been a great off season. I really appreciate everything that you guys have done. We had a lot of fun this off season. Tons of mock drafts. And I can't believe it's here. But our first Sunday of the year is here. And it's going to be a great one. Like I said, I mean, we're not going to make all the right calls. We're going to do our best. And don't forget, it's fantasy. It's unpredictable. The NFL is unpredictable year to year. So set your lineups as best as you possibly can. Don't think too much about it and just move right along. That's really all you can do, right? All right, guys. So I'll hang out for a couple more minutes and then we'll be wrapping up. I thought today's stream would be a little bit more crazy, but I probably started a little bit later than I should have. I probably should have got on at like 10 as opposed to 11, but 8 minutes left. Let's go. Last year's week 1 Sunday stream was my best stream of all time, but it's okay. I'm not worried about it. Last night's stream was pretty intense too. Watson or Rodgers? I go Watson. I think Rodgers going to have a good game, but we have to remember with this Jets defense or Jets offense, I should say, like they are going to run the football and play defense first and then allow Rodgers to do what Rodgers does. You know what I mean? So I just don't see an incredibly high ceiling, especially against, a team like the Bills. I think Rodgers has a good game, but ultimately for me, I got to go Watson because, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Bengals defense so good, but I just see a better game script overall, more points in that game, so I'll go Watson. Cole says go Vikings. Who's your favorite team? I don't really have a favorite team. I know I grew up a Washington fan. My bandwagon team was always the Colts, and then Peyton left. He went to the Broncos, so they were my bandwagon team. So yeah, I got my Peyton Manning jersey on today. So go Colts. I get decimated, but I'm thinking about rooting for the Commanders again. Because Dan Snyder's gone. So, and they've just been really hard to root for a long time. But I don't know. Washington, Indy always root for him. Broncos always root for him. But I'm really just a pure fantasy guy. I know everyone rags on me for that. But go Vikings. Najee or Jamal Williams, half points per carry attempt. Ooh. I mean, I don't mind Najee. I still think enough volume will be there for him. So I think he's okay, but I think both these guys don't have a super high ceiling just due to their matchups. Najee at the Niners, Williams at the Titans. They're both good run defenses, so it's close. You really can kind of flip a coin, but I might go Jamal Williams by a hair. I still like Najee. I'm not out on Najee. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to have a good floor on a weekly basis, but I don't like the matchup as much. That Niners run defense, tough. Really tough. What do you guys think? Najee or Jamal Williams? How are you feeling about it, Braden? Trust your gut. Yango, Thielen, Charb, Quentin. I go Thielen. I don't really love these options. I'm sure you don't either, but I go Thielen. At least the volume should be there for him. A little risky coming off the ankle injury, but he should be fine. I don't want to start a rookie just yet. You're just hoping for a touchdown out of those two guys. I think they'll be slowly worked in. As the season goes on, they could end up being much better options, but I think week 1, you go Thielen. It's tough, though. Sports Spotlight, what's up, bro? Kittle or Higbee, full PPR. Yeah, we got this one earlier. I think if you like Kittle enough, even with the little bit of risk coming off injury, you go Kittle. But once again, if you like Higbee enough, it's okay. I think Higbee's gonna have a really good game, and it's essentially the wide receiver 1 for this unit. So, it's close here. I don't think you can really go wrong. I think there's more risk associated with Kittle, but more upside. I think Higbee's probably safer, but not as much upside. So play it how you want, upside or not. Good luck to you, Dom. Have a great Sunday, my dude. Ryan, full PPR, Higbee or Pitts? Leaning Higbee with the volume, even with short yardage. Got to see how they use Pitts before I start him. I mean, I might go Higbee over Pitts as well. Yeah. I think both are fine. I'm just not a big Pitts guy, so I might be biased. And I think that offense is going to run the football first and foremost, but Pitts can still have a good game. Trust your gut. If you like Higbee more, go Higbee. He's going to have a good game. 9 or more targets every game except for week 3, the first 5 weeks last year. Stafford loves him. Van Jefferson, I think, could struggle lining up as a wide receiver 1. Higbee could get loose. The Hawks struggled against tight ends last year. Kittle, really tough to sit. Trust your gut. Let's go. Let's go Colts. Manning fans. Still Curtin, though. The bus was I love Jerome Bettis. Yeah, that was like right around a little bit later. That was one of the first Super Bowls I watched was the Hawks and Steelers. So Jerome Bettis, always a guy that I really liked growing up as well. So Heath Miller, Hines Ward, Big Ben, always loved all those guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, about 3 minutes here. You literally got just a couple of minutes to get your last minute questions in. So whatever you guys need, I'm here for you guys. And let's go. I've got anything you guys need. Must start running backs, wide receivers, quarterback streams, tight end streams. Must start kickers and defenses by Steven are up. Underdog pick'ems are up. 5 more must start players are up for you. So we have tons of content out for the week for you guys. Whatever you may need. You guys can hit me up on Discord, Instagram. I'll get back to you when I can. What you guys can expect for tomorrow: waiver wire ads first thing in the morning. Then we're going to have must start defenses later in the afternoon. Must start kickers will come out Tuesday. I will be doing my very best to get on Tuesday night. Potential, I don't know when I'm going to release the must start wide receivers, must start running backs. I'd like to release the must start wide receivers on Tuesday, but I don't quite know I'm going to be able to do that with my schedule editing for Fantasy Endgame. So look out for must start running backs, wide receivers. Those both might drop on Wednesday. And then streaming options at quarterback, tight end will drop Thursday morning. And then we'll be live. We'll be live Wednesday night. We'll be live Thursday night before kickoff with Steven for sure. Then Underdog Pick'ems comes out every Friday. And then 5 more must start players will come out on Saturdays. I should be streaming Fridays and Saturdays for sure, and every Sunday morning for sure. So that'll kind of be your guys' weekly schedule. Ryan, I'm sorry. Would you play Deontay or Dotson? Leaning Dotson. Yeah. I go Dotson. I like Deontay. You know, the Niners weren't great against opposing wide receivers last year. And he should see the volume, should be a good full PPR play, but I go Dotson. Just too much upside. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. 2 hours. All you guys' fantasy questions that you had answered. Let's go. Week 1 is here, ladies and gentlemen. It's officially 1 o'clock. It's kickoff time. I'm going to go watch some football, sit back and enjoy it. You guys sit back and enjoy it as well. Good luck to everybody. It's going to be a phenomenal week 1. Be safe. Have some fun. Watch some football. Let's go. Thank you guys for an incredible offseason. Thank you guys for what's going to be an incredible year 3 of doing this. I appreciate you guys so much. Would not be here without you guys. So everything that you guys do for the community, thank you. Everything that you guys do for me, thank you. And let's go, baby. It's year 3 of the catch. Let's get it. And good luck to everyone. 2023 fantasy football is here. The NFL season is here. I mean, I know it started Thursday, but you guys get what I'm saying. And everyone enjoy the games today. Be safe. And I'll talk to you guys maybe tonight, probably not, but more than likely I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And like I said, just keep posted for the videos coming out each day. And the best place to reach me if I do not stream is going to be in the comment section. First and foremost, YouTube content. YouTube comments is going to come before Discord messages or sleeper messages. And I don't really ever check sleeper messages. So Discord, the next best place. Instagram messages, you know, all that. YouTube comments, those are going to be priority if I don't stream. So just keep that in mind, guys. All right. Love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. Happy week 1 of the NFL 2023 season to all you guys. Love you guys, man. Let's get it. Thank you guys for everything 100 times over. And good luck. Hope everyone kills it today. Hope you guys win your matchups. So with that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And peace.